I'm gonna move this as well because I'm kind of a pacer. I'm gonna get this out of my way. Don't worry, I'll put it back.
You better.
So, I was thinking to myself when Miss Brigger asked me to do this, like, you can't do this. You're a freaking coward, man. And then I thought to myself, well, no, courage is not that simple. Courage is a pretty broad thing. And there's a lot of different things I've done lately that have been pretty courageous. I'm in the process of quitting my job and getting a new one because I hate my job and I need a new one. And that takes a little bit of chutzpah because you never know if the grass is just greener or if it's actually going to be better for you. Me and my old man, we're estranged, right? And today, actually, 9/26/53. Today's my old man's birthday. Haven't talked to him in almost a year. Called him and wished him a happy birthday today. You know, it takes a lot of courage to be a bigger man than your father, especially at 21. But then I thought, those are things that I planned for, you know? I've hated my job for a long time, and I've wanted a new one for a long time, so it was something that I decided that it was going to be a process. It's something that I planned for. Calling my old man, 9/26/53. That's a number that's been drilled into my brain since I was a little kid. I knew his birthday was coming up. So it didn't really take a lot of, immediate action for me to do that. And I thought I wanted to tell sort of a more immediate action kind of story, like some street level courage. That's what I was doing. Because I think life happens in the most genuine ways in the moments that you aren't prepared for. And this is a big one. So here's my story. I'm going to tell a story about 30 seconds of courage, the awkward beauty of being young and in love, and the perpetuity of charging headlong into quasi-major life events without having any clue what you're doing. But that's okay. Almost no one's ever ready for the big moments in their life. The great philosopher Alan Watts once said that omnipotence is not knowing how everything is done, it's just doing it. So this is the story of my first kiss. Is anybody still waiting on their first kiss? I'm going to show of hands. You? Still waiting? Okay, well, alright, sweet. So, everybody else, I'm assuming you've already kissed somebody. Can I get a show of hands if it was awkward as all hell? Oh yeah. So, that's what you have to look forward to. But, no, this is the story of my first kiss. What's the best time to fall in love? If you ask me, it's right freaking now. Fall heading into winter. I mean, obviously barring days like today where the sky is crying, everything is turning golden and red, the air is becoming a little bit more crisp, it's nicer to be outside. And it's just a great time to enjoy where you are and who you're with. And if I'm recalling it correctly, it was a beautiful October in southern central Texas. I was an 8th grader, 13, right around the time when kids are getting these new feelings that they don't know about and they're really excited to try them out on each other. Okay, so I was ugly as a blobfish. I had a bowl cut, the worst pizza face you've ever seen. I mean, I know it's hard to imagine that I could look worse than I do right now, but trust me, it's possible. But there was someone who saw through that, and for the purposes of this story, she's going to be Megan, just Megan. And her name actually was Megan, but I'm not going to tell you what her last name was, because I don't want you to be able to look her up and remind her of this horrible day. So she saw through all it. She saw through the ugliness, she saw through my reputation for being a glib jerk that would just say anything to get ahead, and she saw through all that crunchy, pubescent, angsty exterior and into the soft, nougaty, loving, caring center that I don't really show anybody. So me and Megan, we're from a small town, and when I say small, I mean small. We had 4 campuses, junior high, intermediate, elementary, and high school. And we were in junior high at the time. And there was a little post office, a dusting of restaurants and small businesses, and more churches per capita than anything else. If you have a denomination, you can go there in LaVernia. So, the cool thing to do when you were young and you couldn't drive was to walk to Sonic, which was one of the small businesses. And I don't know if anyone else did that in their small town, but we had a Sonic and that's what we did. And we would sit there and basically loiter until our parents decided they wanted to come get us. So me and Megan, we go to Sonic. And then in between Sonic and the junior high, which we were currently stationed at, there's this lush green park. There's a nice walking trail, there's some beautiful trees, a lot of shade, basketball courts. and an added bonus of it being attached by the home side of our football stadium bleachers for our high school. And that was not fenced off, so you could get up under there. So we go to Sonic, and we get some cheeseburgers. We both got a cheeseburger, and I thought, oh my God, we ordered the same thing. This is meant to be. We ordered number one, but I didn't listen carefully when she ordered. And I'm gonna let you folks in on a deep, dark secret that I almost tell nobody, but I trust all of you. I have a white, hot, passionate hatred for onions. And Sonic is the worst offender. They treat everything they make like it's a freaking chili dog, and they put big hunks of raw white onions on everything that they make. Who does that? They don't even put grilled onions on there, or red onions, like a normal burger joint. No, hunks of raw white onion. And I didn't listen carefully to her ordering. So I got my burger without onions, and she got hers with. This also happened to be one of those days when Sonic wasn't giving out mints. It's a pretty cool day. So we get our burgers, and we go back to the park to have a little sort of picnic. And we eat, and everything was going really awesome. You know, we were eating, everything was great, and then we decided, let's get up and go for a walk. We got a nice walking trail, let's take advantage. And we talked about life, we talked about music, we got to know each other. I told some really horrible jokes, so, you know, nothing's out of the ordinary there. But there's one thing that's been a seriously acquired taste for me as I've grown up, and that's situational awareness. So I pretty much turned off when I was walking. I was talking about stuff, I was making awful dad jokes, and I just freaking flat out wasn't paying attention to what we were, you know, the place that we were going. And then it was like waking up from a dream. Bam, we're underneath the home bleachers. And all of us have seen enough things on TV to know what happens underneath bleachers at football stadiums. And even with my lack of situational awareness, it dawned on me. She planned this. She led me. This is not what I was thinking about when I woke up this morning, you know? It was kind of one of those things. But I knew what I had to do. So she had these really big eyes. Just like puppy dog eyes. And she would look up at me with them because I was just a little bit taller. She would look up at me with them when she wanted something. And there we were, in the throes of young love. So we'd known each other for about 2 weeks. There we were. She was looking up at me. I think she was trying to find something in my eyes, but I was thinking, oh, hell, I've got to do this. I've never done this before. Uh-oh. So she was trying to find something in my eyes. I know it. I know that look, but there was nothing to be found. Do you ever see a shark when it smells blood and its eyes roll back up into its head before it goes into the kill? That was me. So I found that center of courage that I had, that 30 seconds that I didn't plan for. I closed my eyes, and I pursed my lips, and I grabbed her by the shoulders, and I went for it. And it was terrible. It was flat out awful. Like, my lips were pursed, there was no feeling to it. I'm pretty sure I jabbed her in the eye with my nose. It was not a grand experience for either party. And for a significant chunk of my life, I played the trumpet, and that is something that you have to purse your lips for. You don't just blow air, you actually have to make your lips vibrate and put them really close together and tighten them up. And that's sort of how I approached it, because I was like, it's just like kissing a mouthpiece, it's no big deal, right? Well, it was a big deal, and it was very different. And she said, you kiss like a trumpet player. And I was like, that's not fair, you've never done it, you were pretty bad at it too. So I loosened up, I thought about what she said, and I loosened up, and I slowed down, and I kind of took the, that kind of approach. And I went for it again. And this time it was much better. And it was feeling on both sides. I swear to God, it was the most magical thing I've ever felt. I felt it from the top of my head to the tip of my toes. But then I felt something else. Something that I was completely unready for. It was something pushing against my lips. And I wasn't ready for the two-tongue tango that day. No way. But it was too late. I tried to draw a line and it didn't work. And then there it was, in my mouth. The overwhelming and immediate taste of onions. And it was so nasty. And in my embarrassment, I couldn't figure out a good way to explain to her what happened. But what I can explain to you is that sometimes 30 seconds of courage doesn't really go the way that you think it will. Because I dare any of you to try kissing an impressionable teenage girl and then gagging afterwards. And you tell me how it goes. I guess the best way I can put it is that 30 mishandled seconds of courage in the fall can lead to a very long, cold, lonely winter. But I learned something that day, and I'm going to share all that with you. What I learned was that if you feel courageous about something, enough to just act on it blindly and jab someone in the eye with your nose, go for it. Just go for it. If you get that feeling in your gut, go for it.